Jason the X.
I'm Matt.
And we just saw Fantastic Four.
yeah, we did. And
we don't know how to phrase this any other way except for don't spend money.
It. Don't go watch it.
You don't need to watch this movie.
No.
At all.
It's so bad.
Now, I know what you guys are thinking. We're just a couple nerds bashing on the movie because it didn't stay true to the comic book. Wrong.
Not just that at all. Like, it was just a lazy movie. And we have a whole lot of spoilers to tell you.
Yeah, so, warning, there will be spoilers in this, but honestly, we're doing you a favor. So, basically, the movie revolves around Reed Richards building a poor man's TARDIS for the whole damned movie.
Twice.
When he was a kid. Basically, Reed
Actually, 3 times.
Yeah, Reed wants to teleport. He realized he wants to teleport as a kid. So he builds a machine as a kid.
Yep.
Then as a teenager.
Uh-huh.
Then at the Baxter Building.
Yep.
And then it gets rebuilt again.
Yep.
Just to hell with this machine.
Wait, you might have combined one, too.
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
The whole movie, yeah, it's like you said, it revolves around that. And then whenever even they got their powers, it still dragged. There was no anything, no oomph. It was like every action sequence happened away. Like they didn't actually want to show it until the very end.
And the movies, Ben Grimm and Reed are friends since school, which not a problem with
sure,
that.
fine.
I actually enjoyed the parts where they were kids.
Yeah, that was cool.
But when they become teenagers, apparently at a science fair, Franklin Storm discovers them with Sue that their device can teleport matter, and he brings them to the Baxter Building.
Which I think before we even go any farther, why was Franklin Storm there? I don't know. He just happened to show up and be like, "You made a teleporter? That's amazing.
It's like,
I'm giving you a full ride." My God, I wish that would have happened every year at my school.
Did he hear this or something? Because he built it when he was like, what, 11 at first?
Yeah.
Shouldn't he have gone to him then?
You would have thought. Maybe like drive up to the house and be like, "So this is the thing that happened." Like, and then maybe do some research or something. But they never actually talk about it. And that's kind of the entire theme of the movie is zero continuity at all.
And one of the things, Reggie Cathy's character, who plays Franklin Storm.
Yeah.
This man gives speeches throughout this freaking movie. In fact, it's a joke in the movie how many speeches he gives. At one point, I want somebody to kill him just to stop the speeches.
And not only that, but he keeps being so hypocritical and like everything he says just counters what he said previously. And he's like, "We can't help these people, but you know what? We're going to help these people." It doesn't... Why?
And on to the Sue Storm character by Kate Mara.
Sure.
Love
Kate Mara.
I love Kate Mara, but honestly, her character was always kind of in a computer screen. She had very little lines of dialogue.
Yeah.
One of the things that really bothered me was when she actually gets her powers. From what I know from Sue Storm in the comics, it looked like Kate Mara was wearing a rig with 2 wires, and she was like moving like this every time. Yeah. It looked like a stage production of Peter Pan.
It didn't look fluid at all.
When she was flying, it looked like Peter Pan flying. I almost thought she was going to break into song.
And yeah, you're so right, because like they showed her as kind of like this robot the entire time, and I think that was one of my issues too, is that there's no sort of chemistry, there's no growth of any characters. Reed is the same way. Reed is just like an uppity nerd, like, "Okay, yeah, oh, you have a problem? That's okay, I'll help you out." And then you got Sue, who's just a robot, I have no patterns. Like, it didn't make sense, and then they were trying to have some sort of love angle between them, but not having a love angle between them by, like, they would interact and talk, and then you'd see Sue walk away just like, "Okay, yeah, it's kind of, oh, I like him."
And then on to the Victor
For no reason.
The Victor Von Doom character. Now, in the reports that we heard earlier, he was supposed to be like some kind of internet type person, blogger,
like
and Victor Von Doom was his name in the chat room. Well, apparently that was reshot.
Yeah,
because he was actually a student at the Baxter Building who Franklin Storm goes and recruits back into the fold to help.
Troubled student.
Troubled student. Yeah, he had issues.
But he was the one that started the whole program.
But he just couldn't crack it. Which, it kind of worked for the Victor Von Doom character.
Sure.
Reed's just a little bit better than he is. Okay, I'm not going to give total crap fest on that.
Yeah.
But honestly, the reshoots in this movie are so apparent.
It's so bad.
Because for that character, the one thing we were talking about beforehand, when he meets up with the guy, Mr. Nelson, the actor Nelson,
Yeah.
they have like this thing when they meet up, and it's like, but that's never touched on again.
Never,
In fact,
ever.
he shows hostility towards him.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would you leave that in there? So
Well, and that entire, I feel like the whole reshooting and the writing of that character was flawed in every single way, because he had a mission where he hated the way the world was, and I guess the whole world should just burn. But there's no reason for it. Like, I never kind of got that reason for it.
Let's touch on that towards the end.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so the Ben Grimm character, there wasn't much to him.
No.
He kind of was there. He
was gone for half the movie.
Pretty much, yeah. He only showed up like at the beginning, and there was a whole gap where he's gone, and then he comes back, and okay, he joins them up. But I mean, it was mostly CGI the rest of the movie, so
Yeah.
I can't really say anything about his character.
No, not really, because except, I mean, that man can forgive like that. Like the way he forgave Reed Richards for leaving, because at one point Reed leaves, and he's just like at the end, oh, we're fantastic. Like, oh.
Now, on to Michael B. Jordan playing Johnny Storm. Now, I know there's been an internet whole thing about, oh, he's black, he's playing Johnny Storm. And he went on the attack against that and told people you shouldn't do that. Okay, fine. I was all for him on that. But honestly, as a guy who reads comics and knows the Johnny Storm character, close, but no cigar.
No cigar.
He was too, I don't know, angry all the time.
He was trying to like rebel against his dad.
Yeah.
He was trying to be like, kind of that angst, like, yeah, I
he
can
really
do this.
was full of angst, yeah.
Yeah.
And just did not have, he disliked everybody, but then here comes Reed, a total stranger, and he likes him.
Yeah, like, I didn't get that at all.
You didn't see the animosity there. He did that to everybody during the movie. Victor Von Doom, he did it to his dad. He even did it to Sue. I did not get a brother-sister vibe off of them.
Not at all. I felt no backstory. There was no nothing. The only thing was whenever Reed asked Sue, so, were you adopted? Yes. Done.
Ugh.
That's it. That was the entire backstory to everything.
Okay, so on to they actually build the poor man's TARDIS.
Yes.
And they travel to Planet Zero, or, the negative zone, as it should have been called.
Mm-hmm. Probably rights and everything.
They go, Victor starts messing around with stuff, ends up causing a chain reaction. Mm-hmm. He gets lost inside Planet Zero.
Yep.
The other three come back. But mind you, the four of them decide to go to this planet without Sue.
No Sue.
Who helped build this thing. And they were basically like, you know what?
Because they send a monkey over there, which, by the way, that's totally Caesar from Planet of the Apes.
Oh, no, Caesar was better CGI than that monkey was.
I saw that, and I'm like, is that Caesar?
That monkey was better. The monkeys on Planet of the Apes were better CGI than that one was.
So then the monkey comes back, and they say, oh, we need to get NASA involved now. So they're just like, screw it. We're going to be the first person to go over there. And then they all... actually, Reed calls up Ben and is like, hey, Ben,
he calls Ben
over.
to come all the way up to New York.
40 minutes.
Yes.
40 minutes.
But not Sue, who the big gripe was, we helped build this thing. We need to go see it. We need to go there.
Screw Sue. We don't have a fifth pod.
All you got to do is go wake Sue up.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Well, she wasn't even asleep. She was in the other room.
Yeah. So they come back
worse.
after being exposed, Johnny, Reed, and Ben, leaving Victor there, because he looked like he was lost.
Yeah, he looked like he was dead, so what are you going to do?
When they come back, the backblast or energy gives Sue her abilities.
Right, yeah, some sort of aftershock.
Then they take them away to a military base, where they tell Ben, we need you to help our country, and they...
Well, this is after Reed escapes.
Well, Reed escapes, but the other three are left there, which Sue has invisibility powers. Here's me leaving. And no one can see her. God, it just...
Except they were using thermal. They were using thermal.
They were using thermal. Okay,
I mean, I'll give them that.
So Reed leaves. They tell Ben they got a job for him, and that they can use these children, and that they need to play ball. Fast forward a year.
Yeah,
so
they skipped a year of showing how they figured out how to use their powers and everything. They were like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just move it on. Skip it.
And Reed's in hiding. He's trying to replicate the device that he built.
Mm-hmm.
Ben's a military weapon being used. And Johnny is about to be thrown into the fold. Now, there's that one scene that we need to talk about. The one that we...
Yeah, Yeah, so they show Johnny flying around. He destroys a drone, and then he flies into the lab, army, wherever the base that they're in. He flies in. He says hi to the fellas. He turns off he turns off the flame, and then he walks over. He leaves that room, and then you have Sue, who's just sitting there, and she's just like using her power. She's in her bubble, and she flies down as soon as she sees Johnny, and then we realize
it's the same room.
the exact same room.
But he
and
was
now,
just there.
and he's on fire now, even though he turned off his flame when he walked out of the room.
Here's where continuity starts becoming a real problem with this movie. So they find Reed,
Yes.
and in a short little bout, Reed's apparently built his own containment suit.
Yep.
They bring Reed back. So they can't quite get the new poor man's TARDIS to work.
Yep.
So I just call it the PMT. The PMT. They can't
Yep.
get the PMT to work, but they need Reed.
The 2.0, the PMT 2.0.
Is it 4.0? I don't even know which one we're up to now. So they can't finish it without Reed's help. They bring Reed in, and he literally sits down on a computer and says, "You had a problem in like 2 lines of code. It'll take me 10 minutes, maybe less." Here's the problem.
He spent a year.
Here's the problem. I do a lot of coding and scripting, and you would think if you have the coding and script to travel to another dimension, you might have written it down somewhere, saved it on a hard drive, written it on a paper towel, something.
I'm pretty sure the cloud has been invented at this point.
It just was, okay, they send people to the planet Zero, and they're doing research, and here comes Victor.
Doom.
And Victor's like hurt. He's like limping along.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's just like, ugh.
And then we have to save him. And they bring him back. To which, then they realize, we have another weapon we can use.
And then it turns against
And that's
them.
the Nelson. I hate his character so much. I've got another weapon I can use. It was so painful. And
Yeah.
so then Victor's whole thing is, well, this planet of Earth is dying, and you'll destroy my world. So
No
I'm
reason.
going to kill you and go back.
Why didn't he just destroy the ship there and then just walk away?
Like, hey,
send a message, be like, don't come back.
Y'all shouldn't be here. And they're done.
Done. No, instead he decides to go through a long walk. Mind you, it was a pretty badass scene. But he goes through a long
It's
walk
scanners.
just killing a whole bunch of people and stuff. And it was cool. I thought it was cool. But then at the end, he goes back to the world and it's like, well, why did you go in the first place? It doesn't make sense.
So then he goes back in the machine, setting it up so it creates a black hole, which he already said the planet was dying, so I guess he decided to speed things up.
Sure, I guess.
And then, Johnny, Sue, they're all sucked through as well. They come there, and what did we get, like 15 minutes? Maybe less than 15
it was probably
minutes.
probably less
Anywhere
than
from
15
10
minutes.
to 15 minutes of resolution for them to come together as a team from Reed, who they hate.
They hated Reed because Reed left a year ago and never came back, despite the fact that the entire time Reed was trying to find Ben so he could try and heal him somehow. I don't know. And then out of nowhere, they're like, oh, well, let's unite as a team and destroy Dr. Doom. And then they get to the new facility at the end and they have this resolution and they're all buddy-buddy. How?
So, yeah, they just beat Doom just like that. It was...
Doom, the entire time, had a power where he could just... boop.
He was doing it in the hallway.
Do it in the hallway.
Did not... He just threw them out of the way or encased them in rocks.
Yeah.
It was like, like the non-lethal way of taking care... They're actually the biggest threat to you.
Exactly.
So-
I don't understand how, Reed, out of all of them, who has no protection, no nothing, all he can do is just, scratchy band. He didn't just blow his brains out. Done.
Maybe his brain's rubber. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe Ben's brain is stone. I don't know.
No, that makes sense. Okay, that. all right.
Sue had a force field.
Sue had a force field, but Johnny, he could have been destroyed
However,
by that.
it was very quick. The ending comes very, very quick.
The whole movie, it just
The movie drags, and then
drags, and then boom, done.
And here's some action. We're done.
Yep.
And honestly, the ending of this movie, yes, we told you this was going to be spoilers. Of course, they go to, instead of back to the Baxter Building, where the Fantastic Four are from,
Exactly.
where they base all of their scientific theories out of, they go to some random city somewhere.
We call it Central City.
It's like, is the Flash going to come out? Is this Star Labs? I don't know. And then we need a name for this team.
How about
And
Human Torch?
This
and,
is the
whatever.
part where Matt and I are just like, oh no. And Ben, after everything we've been through, it's fantastic. And I'm cringing. I swear, one of my testicles is doing a muscle spasm. This scene is so painful. It's, oh man.
It was that bad. You're just sitting there, and the entire time you're just like, at some point, you kind of want to laugh because that's how dumb it is. We're just like, hey guys, I got a great name for ourselves. Get it? And then it goes Fantastic Four.
Also, do not look for a Stan Lee cameo.
No, he's
it's
not
there.
there.
It's not there.
There's no scene at the end of the movie either, so don't even
Honestly,
worry
that was
about
probably one of the funnier parts of the movie. When it starts and you see the Marvel page flipping logo come up, and when Marvel comes on screen, I heard somebody like 2 rows down go, which caused like 4 other people to laugh, including me and Matt. And we were like, yeah, sure is from Marvel.
It's exactly, yeah. Thanks, Marvel. No, thanks, Fox.
Bottom line of
Josh Trank just doesn't know what the fuck to do on this movie.
and the reshoots did not help. The
No.
bottom line is this movie seems very lazy.
It is.
It is boring.
Mm-hmm.
And it almost seems like a hit piece on the superhero genre in general. Like, almost like we're going to start burning the bridge. And that angers me.
Yeah, there's no point to it. You're making a lot of money off of it, and at the same time, why not just make the same deal that you made with Marvel, that Sony made with Marvel, and just get as much money and have a great story?
I think with a little more guidance, this could have actually been a good movie.
It could have been, but there's so many missing pieces, and that's what I was thinking was that it's just a series of scenes. It's not like it has any sort of like completion. There's no continuity in between. It's just more of like, oh, here's Reed at a lab. Oh, now we're over here. Oh, now we have our powers. Like it doesn't make sense.
The only thing that could have hurt this movie more is if they had referenced the X-Men at some point.
Oh God, if they actually do that, if they actually do a combination,
God,
I don't even know.
So
That would be. I mean, because that's a good. That's a franchise that's starting to pick up now.
I think we've pooped on this movie enough.
Just
And
don't go see it.
I think that's our basic point. Just don't support this movie. If this movie, if it's true, it's the word out there is this movie was made just to hold on the rights to Fantastic Four.
Shame on you.
Yeah,
Shame on you.
you should just let them go back because this actually made me not hate the other Fantastic Four movies as much. I actually liked those in comparison to this. You give me a choice which one I got to be forced to watch, I'm watching those other two.
I like the other ones. Even Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
I will take Galactus as a cloudy whatever the
Deal
word
with
was.
it.
Yeah, I'll take that any day over this.
Okay.
And honestly, it's on par with Origins. It's on par with
I'm going to
Origins.
say it's worse.
You're going to say it's worse?
Just because Origins actually had stuff happening. At least there were parts of action to break up the monotonous, boring parts.
But there was not any in Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I think that's our review. And basically, just don't go see this movie. Do yourself
Save
a
your
favor.
money.
Go see Ant-Man again.
Oh, yeah, man, it's great. It is, yeah. Okay.
Or save it for Star Wars.
Oh my God, Star Wars. That's going to be such a great movie, too.
But so we've poo-pooed on it enough. Anyway, guys, don't go see Fantastic Four. And if you like this movie review, go ahead and comment down below.
Yep.
Like this video, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see more of these, let us know. In the meantime, I'm Jason.
I'm Matt.
And we'll catch you guys later.
See ya.